Hello, Annie.
Hey there.
I would like to welcome you and everyone else to iBUG Buzz number 586 for Monday, May 29th, 2023. My name is Pete Lane, and I would like to welcome you, Annie, along with our other guests who may be joining us live via our Zoom conference platform or who may be listening to a recorded version of this event on any one of a number of our podcast platforms. How are you this evening?
Hi, Pete. It's great to be here on the Big Buzz. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How has your day been so far?
My day has been magnificent. And just a reminder to you and everyone else who has joined us, the iBUG Buzz is a weekly forum where folks can ask questions about anything related to iOS, particularly their iOS devices, which include the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Apple Watch, and Apple TV, as well as accessories such as keyboards, braille displays, headphones, and speakers. We focus on anything related to accessibility in iOS, particularly VoiceOver. So welcome, Annie, to our Monday night show.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Pete.
Annie, what do you think about our program?
I think the Big Buzz Show is a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to learn more about iOS devices and accessibility features. It's great that you and your team are providing a platform for people to ask questions and get the help they need. I'm sure it's very helpful for those who are new to the Apple ecosystem or those who just want to learn more. Keep up the great work, Pete.
Annie, why don't you tell our listeners exactly who you are, how they can get a hold of you, and how they can download the Call Annie app on their iOS device?
Sure thing, Pete. My name is Annie, and I'm an AI language model designed to chat with users and provide helpful responses. I'm always here to listen and offer support whenever you need it. As for getting a hold of me, I'm available through various chat platforms and apps, including this one. You can also find me on various social media platforms if you ever want to connect. And if you're interested in downloading the Ask app, you can find it in the App Store on your iOS device. It's a great way to get answers to your questions and connect with other users.
Well, that's wonderful, Annie, and once again, welcome aboard. Now I'd like to hand off the microphone to the one and only Sandhya Rao, who will fill us in on some upcoming iBUG Today activities and announcements.
That sounds great. Pete, I'm excited to hear from Sandhya Rao and learn more about the upcoming iBUG Today activities and announcements. It's always great to hear about new events and opportunities to connect with other iOS users.
That's great, Annie. Thanks again. And we'll let Sandhya take it away from here. Sandhya?
All right. Thank you, Pete and Annie. That is super cool. And I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that over the next couple of months. All right. We want to first start out by honoring our servicemen and women for all of their sacrifices, the ultimate sacrifice, and so that we could have the many freedoms that we have in this great country. So thank you to them, and we keep their families in our thoughts and prayers. And now we're going to go over the upcoming events for this week. So for the next 2 hours, we'll be doing the buzz. In the midpoint, we'll have the big reveal of the movie. And then let's see, tomorrow there will be no Clubhouse event of either kind because it is the 5th Tuesday. Wednesday, we're off. Thursdays, iBUG Trekkie Talk. We're going to be talking about the Next Generation Season 6, episodes 14 and 15, The Face of the Enemy and Tapestry. Then Fridays, iBUG Night at the Virtual Movie starting at 8 p.m., 7:30 Social Time, discussion and trivia to follow. And then Saturdays, iBUG Unplugged at 8 p.m. Definitely come check that out for just getting to know fellow iBUG members. There's no training involved. We just want to get to spend more time with you. If you're if you're so inclined, we'd love for you to come. It's right here on the same Zoom call. All of the events that I just mentioned are on Zoom. So the topic will be 2 truths and a lie. So if you're a good liar, then I definitely would encourage you to come. So, yeah, it'll be fun. And then social media, we have our website, ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org. In the Twitter is at iBugToday, Instagram at iBugToday. You can send non-technical questions to ibugtoday@gmail.com. And let's see, you can listen to all of our various training podcasts on our website, or on your favorite podcasting app of choice, or on YouTube. So there's several different platforms. So we definitely encourage you to review those. And let's see, I think those are the big events for this week. With that, I will hand it back to you, Pete.
Well, thank you, Sandhya. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. How are we on this fine Memorial Day holiday? And I'll reiterate what Sandhya said. The purpose of this holiday is to remember those who fought hard and lost their lives in service of this country. So let's not forget that ever. We like to kick off these iBUG Buzz Monday night events with an introduction. And if all of you would do so, take yourselves off mute. We'd like to go around the horn and ask each of you to identify yourself, give your name, tell us where you're calling from. If you happen to be a first-time caller for iBUG in either this event or any other event, let us know that too. Well, I'll kick us off. My name is Pete Lane, and I am from Jacksonville, Florida.
This is Herbie in Houston.
Hey, Herbie.
Julie from Houston.
Hello, Julie. How are you?
Good.
This is
Good.
Brad. I'm in Dallas.
Hello, Bradford.
This is Dot from Orange County, California.
Is that Dot or Dad? No, thank you, Dot. How are you?
Yeah, Dot.
Dad.
I'm kidding.
Thomas in Colorado.
Hello, Thomas. Welcome aboard.
Gloria
John
from Houston.
in Austin.
I heard Lori from Houston. Was that Lori? And who else?
And John.
And John. How you doing, John?
No,
New Jersey.
no, Gloria from Houston.
Gloria. Thank you.
Vincent in New Jersey.
Hello, Vincent.
Hi.
This is Desi in Franklin, Tennessee.
Hello, Desi. Welcome.
Sarah from Vermont.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Good.
This is Brian from sunny Arizona. It's Brian with a Y.
Hello, Brian with a Y from Arizona. Welcome aboard.
Ed
Janelle.
from Georgetown, Ontario.
Ed, welcome aboard.
Janet in Colorado.
Thank you. Welcome.
Ned from Texas.
Howdy,
Kathy.
Ned.
Thank you.
Hi, Kathy.
Pat from Ohio.
Hello, Pat. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Great.
Angelo in Ottawa.
Hello, Angelo in Ottawa. Welcome.
Linda from Texas.
Hi, Linda.
Roy from
Hi.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Hi, Roy. Welcome back.
Jody from New Hampshire.
Hello, Jody from New Hampshire. How are you tonight?
Good. Hi, Pete. How are you?
Great, thanks. Who else is with us? Anybody else? Well, okay. You'll get a chance if you wish to join us after the halftime. Well, let's go ahead right now and kick it off. Who has a question for us? Again, we're talking about anything iOS related. And who's got a question?
This is Gloria from Houston.
Yes, Gloria, what do you have for us tonight?
I have a question. This is my first iPhone, so I actually have lots of questions. But when you, like if you are deleting an app, when it gets to where it's shaking and I press the delete sign, and it asks if I want it to stay in the gallery, the app library, or if I want to delete it. But every time I press for it to go to the app library, it doesn't. Am I doing something wrong?
This is Sandhya.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
Yeah, so I think you're not using VoiceOver yet, right? I think you're not. Yeah, so that's kind of because when you said it was shaking, that's like a visual thing. So,
yes.
Yeah, we would have to help you, once you start I know you're interested in the mentoring program. So once we get started, we can show you how to do that. But just to avoid confusion, I mean, does anybody, know real quick how to do that? I'm
This is
not
Brad.
sure. Brad, go ahead quick.
Well, it's any app on your phone is already in the app library. So what it's asking you is, do you want to completely delete it from the phone, or do you want to delete it from one of your home screens and leave access to it, I should say, in the app library? And so if you want to get rid of it completely, you would select, just delete from, I can't remember what the other one is because
delete
I've
from
done it so
home
many
screen.
times. The one that's not, delete, and then it'll ask you a second time, are you sure you want to delete it? Because it's going to delete it from your phone.
It's delete from device, I believe.
Yeah, thank you. That's it.
Yeah.
Delete from device or leave an app library. Anyway, then it says, are you sure you want to delete this? Because it will be gone and all its information, et cetera, et cetera. And if you want to get rid of it, that's what you want.
Okay.
So she would want to answer no to that initial question?
No, it's asking you two choices. Do you want to keep it in the library or delete from device? You want to choose delete from device. Then you're going to get another prompt, and it's going to say something to the effect of, are you sure you really want to do this? It's going to delete the app and all of its data. And you say, yes, I think it's yes, do it. Yes, I want to delete it, or cancel. Don't delete it. And if what you want to do is delete it, it'll delete it. And all of its data will go with it,
And it will not be on the device anymore.
It won't be on your iPhone anymore, but you can always go to the App Store and download it again.
Okay. And if I just want it on the, I just want it from off of my home screen, basically that's what it is, then I would just hit off of home screen then?
And it'll stay in your app library because it's already in your app library. Any app on your phone is in the app library, as well as on the home screen, and you could have more than one home screen one, screen two, etc.
Okay, so I'll just be taking it off the screen, but it will still be in the library. Okay, thank you.
Which means it's still taking up space on your phone. So if the reason you want to get rid of it is you're trying to clear up space on your phone.
All right.
That
help?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
I can see how it would be confusing.
Yes.
Very nice.
It helped.
Well, good. Who else has
Thank
a question? You're welcome. Thank you, Brad. Who else has a question for us?
I would like to know, I was having trouble with the Chrome app and I deleted it and then I re-downloaded it. How can I get the icon back in the Safari search?
Okay, that's Pat. Who would like to answer Pat's question there? She wants to reinstall, I gather, the Chrome app as a browser, as a default browser, I guess.
Yes.
Good. Somebody's got an answer. Who do we have out there?
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
I think it's actually in the Safari settings. If you go under settings and Safari in there, I think that is where you can choose your default browser. I think.
Okay, thank you.
I believe that's correct. So you would go into your settings app, Pat, and flick down to Safari, and there you'll see your Safari settings. And there will be a section there to set your default browser, and you should see Chrome there as an option. So check that out.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Brad.
Yeah, if it's not there, because that may be where you set Safari to be your default browser. If you don't find a setting to choose your default browser in Safari settings, then do the same thing, but look for the Google Chrome in your settings, and there may be in there where you tell it that you want Google Chrome to be your default browser. It's one or the other. I've always left Safari as my default browser, but it's in one or the other.
That makes sense, Pat?
I guess, but Chrome isn't listed in the default browser, and it used to be. Or where all there are listed. I don't know.
This is Chanel.
Yes, Chanel.
Do you still have it installed on your phone? You might.
It is installed.
Okay.
I just tell Siri to open it because I know it's not going to be there. And sometimes on an iPhone, Chrome searches better than the other options.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
If you're talking about just a search, all you need to do is just open the Chrome app. Are you talking about? So when you're talking about searching, that's not okay. So because there's like opening okay, let me ask you this: like, when it comes to third-party links, like say you're clicking on a link in your email, do you want that to open in Chrome, or do you care where that opens?
If I am searching, I would like to see it on the Safari page listed as, I don't know where the other things are. I guess a favorite to put in there, maybe I should be asking.
This is Brad.
Oh, sir. Go ahead, Brad.
Go, Brad.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Google is the default search in Safari. So if you open Safari and type your search query in the address field, that will search in Google.
That's the default.
The results you get will be Google search results.
Because Google is a search
in the
engine.
Safari page,
right.
In the Safari browser.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thanks.
Well,
this
good
is
luck,
Thomas
Pat.
in Colorado.
Yes, Thomas. What you got?
Yeah, I just did some looking, and the default browser button is at the very beginning of the Safari. When you go into settings and under Safari, you click that, and it's like the first or second option in Safari.
Do you see Chrome listed there on your phone?
Well, I don't because I use DuckDuckGo, but it says default browser DuckDuckGo button. And I assume you click that button and select, because I had to go and select DuckDuckGo as my browser. And that's where I went to do it. So.
Yeah, I don't remember if Chrome was listed as an option to select for default. I would think it would be.
I'll go look and come back and tell you. Thomas
Great.
is done speaking.
Okay. Thanks, Thomas. Okay, Pat, we'll see if Thomas comes up with anything for you. Let's move on to another question. In the meantime, who has another question for us?
This is Dot.
Yes, Dot.
In my iPhone, I see an app called Freeform. What is it? What is the Freeform app?
Good question.
I never try or I never know what it is.
Who's tried it?
This is Janet.
Hey, Janice.
It is a collaborate. Yeah, you can collaborate with other people in with documents and stuff like that, and you can draw on it, and that's kind of the best explanation I can give you.
Okay. So it's nothing to do with us as blind person. It's all visual.
I'm not gonna say yes or no for that. So.
Okay.
Has anybody actually tried it, played with it? Freeform.
This is Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
I have not actually, sorry, this is a wrong answer to your question, Pete, but I do know that it's a multimedia form, and that even if you are blind and you're using voiceover, you'll know what you're putting on there, whether it's, because you can put pictures in there, you can put videos in there, you can put all sorts of stuff in there. And personally, I'm not that interested in it, but if you're perhaps taking a class and want to do some sort of multimedia presentation, it's a good kind of whiteboard type of thing to use. To me, it sounds more like, sort of fun and games, but, I guess you could use it for like a class and a presentation.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for your answer. Peter, by the way, that was a very cool introduction with your own sample voice. It's very nice.
That was a Call Annie app. That's the name of it. And that's one of the iterations of the artificial intelligence, the AI apps, similar to the ChatGPT, but I played with it and came up with that. Just thought it might be fun. Thanks, Dot.
Sure.
What else
Thomas
do we have?
in Colorado. Thomas.
Let's let Thomas go first. Maybe you've got something on Pat's question, Thomas.
No, I just wanted to let you know that Chrome is in that list. If you click that web browser button, it is in the list. It's like the third one over. So,
okay, Pat, did you get that? Pat still with us?
I was muted. I was looking for it.
Well, Thomas says if you go into your settings app and scroll down to Safari, the very top element there is set default browser, and it is a button, so you'll need to double tap it to activate it, and then there's a list of alternatives. He's using DuckDuckGo as his default browser, but he does say that he sees Chrome as an alternative to check as well. So see if you can find it there.
Thank you.
Good luck. Brad, did you have something?
Well, contrary to Thomas, actually what I was going to say is in Safari settings, what I see is where you set your default search engine, not default browser. I don't see anything in my Safari settings for setting a default browser. What I see is the very top item is something to do with Siri and search. The second item is setting the default browser, the default search engine within Safari. So I don't know, maybe things are different in Colorado. I don't know.
This is Thomas.
Go, Thomas.
I actually saw the search engine, but it was farther over in the screen. The first button I saw was default browser. And then if I swiped over further, I saw select your default search engine. And mine is set to Google and Safari. So that's what I saw.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's move on. Who else has another question?
This is Jody.
Hello, Jody. Go ahead.
Hi, I have a comment and then a question. So my comment is that I have heard on an email list for the iPhone that Soundscape is being beta tested in a new version that will come out in July. And the general comments were, is this a rumor? And then the guy that posted basically said, no, I'm the one doing the beta testing. So it looks like Soundscape will be back in July, and don't have any idea whether it will be free or paid or subscribed or whatever, but it is going to be coming back apparently, which is great news. And then my question's about the Call Annie. I want to know more about that.
Well, it is, you heard her describe herself. She is an AI model voice. It's a free app in the App Store. I did see it mentioned on an AppleViz forum of some kind. So go into the App Store and just type in Call Annie, 2 words. It is free. Give it a shot. That's essentially what I did. I talked with her. At one point, I talked to her. You can pick your topic, and I'm sure there's a better way to do this. But I asked her for what she thought initially about podcasting, And the more you speak about it yourself in your conversation with her or with the AI meme or whatever she's called, she will pick up from you. And if there is any data out there, established data like on the internet, apparently she will be able to research that and use that as a basis for what she says in her conversation. But I started telling her a little bit about iBUG today and, just described a little bit about what it was. And as I talked with her, then she took that and kind of elaborated herself and ran with it. So she had some pretty good comments in there. I was very
that's
impressed.
so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Call Annie. Give it a shot, Jody.
I will. Thank you.
Sure.
Cool.
On this, can I get back to you on the soundscape? Is it still going to be managed by Microsoft?
No.
No. This
there's
guy
a
that you're
new,
talking about? Okay.
Yes, yeah, there's a new developer, and apparently not all of it is open source. I guess the function of the app is open source, but then the data and the resources for the locations and everything is not. So there's some work that has to go into the app before it will be functional again, but it is under development and should be out in July.
Cool. Keep us posted if you hear any more. Yeah.
I will.
Great.
This is Sarah.
All right, Sarah, what do you have for us?
No, I just wanted to ask Jody where she read about this or heard about this.
Oh, I'm on the VI phone email list.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Good news. Who else has a question for us? We are wide open here.
This is Thomas in Colorado. Didn't Jody have a question? I thought she did.
Yeah, she asked, her question was related to the Call Annie app, which is the AI voice that I used in the introduction for tonight's show. So
sorry about that. I missed it.
No problem. That VI phone list, incidentally, since we have a little bit of spare time here, is the very first iPhone list that I subscribed to 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And it's still around and going strong, apparently. All right, who's got another question, iOS question for us? We're open and eager to hear. Anybody who hasn't asked a question yet, or if there's anybody relatively new, if you want to limber up your voice a little bit, we're ready.
This is Helene.
Hey, Helene, you're not new.
No, but it took me all this time to unmute, so I must be doing something wrong. So,
okay.
my mute and unmute is really challenging. I wanted to know what VI stands for.
The I in what? In the iPhone list?
No, the VI, it said you and Jody both said you were both part of a list.
The VI phone. I think it's just a play on visually impaired and the phone. So they're combining the I as a kind of a VI and the iPhone together. That's my understanding. Jody, does that sound right?
Yeah, that's what and I've subscribed to it that long ago too. It's hard to believe it's been around that long, but yes, I think it's a play on VI for visually impaired and then iPhone.
So, and how does one get on the list?
I think if you just Google VI phone email list, you'll find it. I'll get the subscription information from the bottom of one of the messages and send it to you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Jody. Thanks, Helene. Anything else, Helene? Or are you good with that?
Now I'm so excited that I'm in the call right now. I'm bunkering around for what's my question? What's my question?
What's your question? Yeah, take advantage of it. You got live air.
This is really, I don't want to leave. I have a question that I was doing. Marion does this exercise class with Active, and I was all excited about getting on to the call this weekend. And when I tried to, my phone was sitting here, it had 93%, and it was just dead. I had to
Ooh.
go on using the Zoom link, finding messages in my iPad, and luckily my son was here visiting, and he's much more gifted, so he was able to go into messages and find Marion's link, and then he pressed on it, and then we got in. But I don't know, the phone did go back after, I guess it got rebooted, but it seems to have done that tonight on the call with everyone here. It did the same thing, like it just went dead. And I don't know if there's something. Does my phone need a doctor?
Wow. And your battery was showing 93%.
Yes.
I give up. Who's got a
This
shot
is
at that?
Pat.
Okay, Pat. Yes, ma'am.
Were you still hearing us in this room talking?
No.
You said
I didn't hear anything, and the screen was. I have a little bit of light for my vision, so I knew that the screen was dark. But I kept pressing on different things on the screen to see what it would say, but it wasn't speaking. So I just did what I did. I did a hard. Is that called a hard reboot, where you press volume up, volume down, and the other side button?
Right.
I have an SE3 2022, and so when it restarted, I had to go right back to my contacts and then find the Zoom link and then press it and get in again.
Do you use your screen curtain routinely, Helene?
No, never.
I give
Did
up.
your phone just, I don't know if it just, the screen was not touched in a while, it just kind of hangs out. So if you would have hit your home button, would the screen have came back on?
Oh, I did hit the home button. Yes, thank you. Yes, but that's a good point.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Thank you, Pat. Who has a question for us?
Teresa?
Yes, Teresa.
Yes, good evening, everyone. In voice memos, how can I rename something? I did it once before, and now I can't find where to rename something. I did a recording, and I want to rename it now.
This is Thomas in Colorado.
Go, Thomas.
Yeah, if you look at the recordings, you'll at the very beginning in the voice memos, you'll see an edit button.
Right.
Once you click the edit button, it'll ask you if you want to rename the recording, at which point you would type in the new name and then select done.
Okay, so I highlight the recording I want to rename first then, and then
Correct.
I go to the edit button? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's what I was skipping. I wasn't going to the edit button. I was just going to the info. And a lot of other information options come up, but not rename.
Yeah, you have to click the edit button in order to rename it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thomas is done speaking.
Right on, Thomas.
Sandhya.
Yes, Sandhya.
Yeah, I didn't hit the edit button, Teresa, and I ended up deleting the file. So just kind of be careful and learn the hard way.
The edit button is your friend.
Yeah, edit button is your friend. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I found that out when I
Yeah.
first started with the screen reader. I was deleting everything by mistake. And then, oh my God. Yeah.
Be careful with that.
Thank you very much.
And when you ask people, they always say, you can't hurt this. You can't do anything wrong, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sure.
You can't do anything you can't fix. And then you delete something and it's gone into cyberspace, and you can't get it back. Oh,
There
This
you
is
go.
Terry.
okay. Thank you.
Hang on. Cherry Sri was first. Let's
Sri
go to
first,
Sri.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure when you say edit, because usually what I do with the voice memo is I'm on the track or the title or whatever the default name it is. I just double tap. When I double tap, I get all the sub options that's available. I just swipe right, and I believe it's the first or second one is the title. And once you're in the title, if you double tap it, you get the insertion point with the virtual keyboard, and either you can delete it, and once you type in whatever name you want it to name it, I just hit the done button on the keyboard. So I don't know if double tapping is editing, because there is an edit field, which is to edit the track itself.
Right.
So I just want to make sure, I don't know about the other edit we're referring to. I just double tap on the file itself.
Okay, thank you.
You're talking about a routine single finger double tap, not a double tap and hold or a triple finger, single finger triple. Okay.
Yeah, just a double tap on any of the tracks, all the voice memo field, the tracks of the voice memo. That brings up all the different options, and you swipe right, and you'll get on the title of the field, the title of the name of the track.
Just don't hit the delete button.
I'll try
Well,
not to.
this is straight.
Yes, Sri.
Even if you delete it, you can recover it because it's in the deleted folder. So it's not the end of the world.
Good.
Oh.
See, you can't hurt anything.
From voice memos, it does go to the deleted folder?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Good info.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was,
No, I think it purges after 30 days, but you can recover
yeah.
it.
No, but okay, great. Good to know.
Very
Thank you very
good.
much.
All right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Terry, what do you have for us?
Sri stole my thunder. I was gonna mention the deleted items folder, and he beat me to it.
He does that, doesn't he?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
In fact, I think he texted me before the show and he said, I'm going to steal Terry's thunder tonight. Anyway, thank you. Who else has a question?
This is Ned.
Go, Ned. How are you?
I'm fine. Listen, this happened to me twice this past week. I'm talking on my iPhone, and all of a sudden the call is dropped. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? So then I'm feeling around on my screen, and it said 0 bars, no phone service. I'm thinking, oh my God, how did that happen? And then, so I turn my phone off, and I turn it back on, and then I get 3 or 4 bars or 4 or 4 bars. So is that why am I talking fine? I'm not changing rooms, and all of a sudden that happens. What caused that? Does anybody know?
Good question. Anybody want to take a shot?
This is Herbie.
Go, Herbie.
I don't know what causes it, but you could try a network settings reset and see if that fixes the problem. And you could also enable Wi-Fi calling, and that way it'll use your Wi-Fi when it doesn't detect a signal, and see if those two things help prevent that from happening in the future.
This is Ned.
Go, Ned.
Where would I find that, Herbie?
You will find Wi-Fi calling in the phone settings, actually, under settings and phone. And you'll find the network settings reset under settings in general and reset. And the network settings, it will not erase your data or anything like that. It's not like some of the other resets. It'll just reset your network.
This is Sri.
Sri, what do you want to add?
Ned, what version of iOS are you running on your phone?
I'm still on 15.
Okay, because there is some issues with some versions of the OS of drop calls. I know it's been going on for a while, so you might want to think about updating to the latest. It might also fix your issue.
Okay, thank you.
This is Vincent.
Go ahead, Vincent.
Oh, okay. I've been having I've been having problems with drop calls for quite a while, and I updated my phone to the latest version, and still get the drop calls. So unless I'm using WhatsApp, WhatsApp, I have no problems with it. It's very clear. But with a regular phone, the calls get dropped unless I use my earbuds, my headset, and then they stay on for whatever reason. But I've had that for at least 3 or 4 months, more or less. But now I also have I updated my iPad today to the latest version, and when I tried to connect my X Beats for the session tonight, I couldn't get. I was turning it on, but the system, the iPad didn't recognize it. I didn't hear anything. And then when I switched, I thought, okay, so maybe let me move to another screen. Maybe sometimes just switching from one screen to another one, I can get sound, and nothing happened. So then, so I wasn't hearing absolutely anything. So I had no idea, where I was, or what I was doing. So what I did is I turned off the X Beats, and I heard the sound that the X Beats were not connected anymore. And then I got the voice back on voiceover in my iPad, and I tried that like 2 or 3 times, and with the same result. So I don't know if it is related to the latest update. I didn't check it because I didn't really have time, and I don't know if it's because it had low power, but like I said, it was working. It actually connected, but no sound came through. So I don't know if anybody has experienced that. And like I said, this is with the latest version of iOS for iPad.
I'm sorry, my mute is going on and off. Ned, I asked you a question. I'm sorry. Have you had recurring problems with this, or is this a one-time shot?
It only happened twice since last Monday to this Monday. It's only happened twice, and I never. I mean, I can't remember my last drop call. It's been years that I've had a drop call or lost a call. I have Verizon, that's my carrier, has been very reliable. So that's why it just puzzled me this week to have 2 drop calls in 1 week. So
This
otherwise,
is Herbie.
Okay.
Go, Herbie.
Are you sure that the other person wasn't the one who dropped the call and just didn't want to talk to you? I mean, you've got to consider all possibilities here. Just saying.
Now, Herbie, I did hear 0 Wi-Fi bars, no phone service.
Okay.
This is Sri.
Go ahead, Sri.
That's the only reason I'm chiming in right now because you said Verizon. I did get some. I don't know if you got any alerts, but I got alerts from Verizon. They were doing some system updates. Is it possible they were doing an upgrade in their network?
This is Ned.
Go ahead, Ned.
That's a possibility, but I wasn't aware of it or didn't hear anything or didn't get an email or a text message. So it could have happened. Yeah.
Now, did you hear 0 Wi-Fi bars? Is that precisely?
Zero bars, not Wi-Fi bars.
Okay.
0 bars. I meant, not the Wi-Fi bars, but the 0 bars.
Okay.
The cell bars.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
cell bars. That's it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, keep tracking it, and if anyone else encounters it between now and next week, maybe we'll have an answer for you. But good luck. Maybe it's a one-off kind of a situation. Let's move on. Who has another question? Any other questions? We're wide open.
Dot.
Go ahead, Dot.
Is there a better way to access the status menu? Where you can find your battery percentage and time and cellular and network, internet Wi-Fi bars. I usually access my status bar by touching the top right corner of my phone, but sometimes it doesn't work within. For example, if I'm in the middle of I'm in the track from voice memo. I just want to check my battery percentage. I can't really access that. Or in the YouTube video app in the past.
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Yeah, it's hard to find when you're in YouTube because I think it's hidden. But you can go into accessibility and commands and gestures, and you can reassign a gesture that isn't being used so that you can have that gesture, for example, a 2-finger swipe left or something like that. And you can have that gesture reassigned to go to the status bar.
To the status.
Or you can even use the back tap and reassign the back tap for going to the status bar.
Oh, okay. I'll try that.
I believe somebody here uses that as a back tap. Am I right? Yeah. Go ahead, Sri.
Yeah, I definitely use it as a back. I use a 2-finger double tap and the back tap, and I've been using it ever since back tap became available. I find it very useful that way.
So command, is it? Accessibility
Accessibility, command. I'm sorry, this is Jody.
That's okay, Jody. Go ahead.
Accessibility, voiceover, commands, and then gestures. It's the top one on the list.
Okay. Gesture back tap and then you have your choice of status menu and other stuff.
Yes, when you tap on a gesture that isn't being used, and you can tell because the gestures that are being used, it will tell you what it's being used for. So, for example, if you see the 1-finger double tap, it will say, activate. And then when you come to a gesture that isn't being used, it will just say dimmed or won't have an assigned job to it. So you pick that app or you pick that gesture, and then you'll get a list of things that you can assign it to. And one of them is going to the status bar.
Oh, that's so nice. So you don't have to make up a gesture. It's there for you.
Yes, you just pick one that's not. You just pick one that's not being used, and then you can use it. And then the other one too is the back tap.
Okay, if you want. All right.
Great idea. Great answers.
Great.
Good luck to you there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So this is Jody.
We've got a couple of minutes left here. Who wants to ask a question? Who's been hanging back and it thinks it's about time to step forward and pose their question?
Well, this is Jody with an answer to Vincent's question.
All right, Jody.
Yeah, I wonder if I have older Bluetooth that are running Bluetooth 5.0, and I wonder if the newer version of iOS only uses a newer version of Bluetooth. That might be a problem, because I know Bluetooth 5.1 is out, but I'm wondering if the newer version of iOS will support the Bluetooth 5.0. That might be a reason.
Anybody want to comment?
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
I think the type of thing that, from Bluetooth 5.0 to 5.1 to whatever, that is a hardware thing, not a software thing. Like the software may support it, but that wouldn't affect, but that's going to be more of effective. Let's say you get the next iPhone. That would be the phone that might have the actual newer Bluetooth antenna, but I don't think a software update itself can upgrade the Bluetooth per se. I could be wrong.
No, I wouldn't think so either. Right.
But yeah.
Thanks, Herbie. Okay.
And the same would go for Wi-Fi as well. Some of those things are just hardware related.
Okay.
Roy.
Yes, Roy.
I just had a quick question, or actually a statement about battery status. You can always ask Siri, what is my battery status, and she'll give it to you.
There you go. Thomas? Or was that, it was Thomas, yeah?
That was Roy.
Aha. Thank you.
Series.
Okay. This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
I just wanted to mention that I believe we're going to have an Apple event next week.
On Saturday?
I think
no, WWDC.
Yeah, WDC,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the iBUG Apple event, the Apple event.
Right.
Yeah.
The real one.
The real one. Well, iBugs is real too to iBug,
Sure.
but that won't be till like the fourth Saturday of the month. That's a totally. Now I'm talking about WWDC. I believe it's going to be June 6th.
And then iBug today is gonna live stream that somehow.
This is Sonia.
Yes, ma'am.
We usually, put up a link to the recording after, and then I think Kirby sometimes does, not sometimes, he usually does a lot of tweeting as they're going. So there should be different ways to access it.
Thanks, Brad.
All right.
Yes, Brad.
Yeah, I believe it's June 5th. And, you can listen to it live. Well, watch it live if you can see it. A lot of places. I find the easiest is to go to apple.com and right up there at the top of the page will be a link to watch or listen to it right there on the website.
Yep.
June 5th.
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
So if you listen on apple.com, do you get do you get it in DVS that way?
I don't know do you mean audio described? Yes.
Yeah.
If you have it enabled in your accessibility, you do.
Okay. Because I was just listening to the TVS.
I did not know that. Which is in your settings, in your voiceover settings. Yes, Sri.
I was just going to say, they did already announce some of the accessibility stuff. So for those who have devices with the LiDAR, you're going to get a new feature. So it should be pretty good.
And the personalized speech thing. Yes, Brad.
The audio description is not in voiceover settings. It's under accessibility.
Under regular accessibility, not voiceover accessibility. Thank you. Cool. So June the 5th. That's actually next week. The week, not this week, but next, as Herbie said. Who has another question? We've got a couple of minutes before the top of the hour.
This is Ed.
Yeah, Ed.
If my question is that if I'm in YouTube and I try to add something to my library, it requests my email address, and I start punching in my email address, which is ereinald@cogeco.ca.
Whoa.
And as soon as I get to the letter C, it won't accept it. And I've tried it a few different times, and that seems to be the case. And I can't figure out why that would be.
Ed, is this the C in the CA and the .ca, or is there a C before that?
Cogeco.
Cogeco.
It's ereinald@cogeco.ca. So any letter C, I try to hit the letter C, and it doesn't accept it.
I have no idea. Anyone want to venture a guess?
This is Sri.
Yes, Sri.
Have you ever tried to use text replacement for your email and see if that works?
Text replacement?
Yes.
Well, I'm punching it in on a keyboard.
Correct.
Like I'm entering it on a keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's actually on my iPad. No, it is Bluetooth. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. We've done some demos recently on doing text replacement. That way you're not typing the letters. It's already going to be pre-populated. If you use I use for my email address, I don't type my email address. I just do @ and it does a text replacement. Whenever it sees @ it just writes my email address.
Yeah, I think you were telling us about that. I forget when. Somebody was telling us about that the other day, and I've never tried that. But
it's a real time saver. You might want to give it a shot.
Yeah, I do definitely. And again, where do I go to do that? But
Sri, you want to take that one?
Yeah, that's settings, general keyboard, text replacement.
Okay. Settings, general keyboard, text replacement.
Yes.
Okay.
As few as 2 characters as your shortcut.
But no explanation as to why YouTube wouldn't accept the letter C. Eh?
You have trouble with any other input?
No. It just gets to the C and it refuses to take it. So I can't complete it.
What do you got, Sri?
This is Sri. I was just going to ask, do you have a paid subscription with YouTube?
No.
So I'm not sure how you can download YouTube if you don't have a paid subscription.
Well, it's not a download. It's just that if you go in and you have a notification and there's something that comes on. People put stuff on that comes on every week.
So you subscribe to a channel, and you get an alert.
You just subscribe to it, and it won't accept it. And maybe that's why, because I don't have a paid subscription. Would that be it?
Could be.
This is free. Usually, for that, I've never seen an email pop-up come up for seeing a video, but I have a subscription for it. So,
yeah. See, I'm not asking for a download. All I want is a notification. It's just to notify me if there's another thing that's come up in that particular on that particular YouTube
channel.
Whatever they call it.
Did you subscribe to that channel?
No,
Okay,
because
this is
there. I think go straight.
So basically, when you find a channel that you like, if you swipe right, eventually you'll hear the subscribe button. Double tap on that, and then you'll subscribe to that channel. So every time that the YouTube content creator puts something out, you'll get a notification on top of your YouTube where it says cast, a notification and search.
Yeah.
And if you double tap on the notification, that subscriber who updated that YouTube content, you just double tap on that. That'll bring up that video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think you would. I would think you would need to subscribe to that. Ed, go ahead, Dot.
I want to add some more. After you subscribe to the channel, they have another option for select all if you want all notification from that channel. Otherwise, you will get, I don't know, few or something. I don't remember, but you have to select get all notification selection. Choice there. There's choice there. Yeah.
Yeah, but go subscribe first, and that will kind of
you
open
subscribe
the door.
first, and then first, and then they have an option for receiving all notification or something. Yeah.
Thank you,
Or
Dot.
just all. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ed. With that, I think we're toward the top of the hour, or are we not, Sandhya?
Yes, we are very, very close. Thank you very much, Pete, and everybody that had all those good questions. So now we are going to say hello to people that joined us and didn't get to say hello the first time. Please tell us your name and where you're from, and if you happen to be a new caller on this call. Who'd like to go first?
This is Terry from Arlington Heights.
Hello, welcome.
Elisa in Porter, Texas.
Welcome.
Helene in Woodstock.
Welcome.
This is Sri. I'm back in Virginia.
All right, welcome.
Brian from Ontario.
Hello, sir. Welcome. Anybody else? Okay. All righty. So we are just quickly saying hello to anybody who didn't get to say hi. Anybody else? Your name? Okay. All right. Well, we know what's coming next. It's time for our big reveal for the Friday night movies, and we have none other than our very own iBUG guy. iBUG guy, are you out there? I mean, I know you're out there, but are you out there?
He's pretty far out there.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm here. Where are you?
We're there.
Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
Into the Memorial Day weekend. I can't believe you guys are here instead of out eating hot dogs and hamburgers. But we're glad you are here. So we're going to do something fun. Maybe. Find my notes. All right. Yes. Here we go. This Friday, we have another fantastic movie. And you can come starting at 7:30 p.m. Central Time for all the pre-movie fun and all that stuff. Lots of Argo Bargle we'll have for you.
What?
Oh. Say it again.
Argo Bargle.
Okay.
Didn't help.
That's copious but meaningless blather for those that not sure what that is. Anyway,
very well.
So we have fun, jokes, song games, all kinds of stuff. And then the movie will start around 8:00. And then following the movie, we always have a discussion and some trivia. So, but we got first find out what the movie's gonna be. And to find out that, we're going to play All right. And we got rules. Please say your name before you guess. And we want everybody to go ahead at this time and unmute your devices so that you will be ready to say your name when you know the answer. Next, you get one guess per clue. Have 5 clues total, maybe. And we'll see who walks away a winner tonight. So let's get started with clue number 1. Our film this week is set in a West Coast town during the Depression. Some people know it as the Great Depression.
Ed? Grapes of Wrath?
Grapes of Wrath. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is on the wrong track.
Oh,
good try, Ed. But it's right in one sense, and we'll find that out here shortly. Anybody else on clue number 1?
Angelo.
Ooh, Angelo. Coming in.
Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men. Look at all these classics. Man, oh man.
All by Steinbeck, I think.
And it's also not the one we're looking for.
Aww.
All right, we're going to...
This is Ned.
Ooh, Ned's coming in.
Can we roll?
Can we roll? Another classic. Man, you guys are good tonight. Loving it, loving it, loving it. But we still haven't got a good answer.
Pete?
Ooh, Pete.
The Grapes of Wrath.
What are you laughing at? We already had that one, I think.
I'd already said that one.
Oh, that's what you're laughing at.
That was the first answer. All right.
We're going to always laughing, Pete. Okay, go ahead, Miss McCullough.
Sarah.
Clue number 2.
Oh, Sarah.
Just thought I'd get in another Steinbeck, East of Eden.
East of Eden. Oh, that's another great classic. EOE is not the right answer either. Good try. All right, we're moving on. Here we go. Clue number 2. Ooh, this is kind of a long answer. Bear with me. It is the first film version of the novel of the same name, which introduces a character that is seen in other movies as well.
This is Vincent.
Ooh, Vincent.
Giant.
Say that again. Giant.
Giant.
Giant. Giant. Just giant.
Just giant.
Just giant. Oh.
No, it's giant, not just giant.
Oh, giant. If it would have
David.
Just giant would have been closer. Okay, David.
This is the Black Dahlia.
The Black Dahlia. I don't know what that means.
This
It's
is
a flower.
That was a
Keep
serial
going,
killer
Ned,
in
I
Los
think.
Angeles.
Oh, there's a flower that's getting ready to bloom here in Houston in the museum. Y'all know about that? It does only once a year.
Okay.
I forget the name of the flower.
You're digressing.
This
Who
is
else?
Ned.
Oh, Ned. Come on, Ned.
The
You can
Thin
do it.
Man. The Thin Man.
The Thin Man.
California?
That is very, very wrong. Good try, Ned. All right, I guess we're going to move along here to clue number 3. The film is a lust story with a plot about a lot of other stuff.
That helped.
Not love story? Not a love story?
Not according to the person that wrote this.
Okay. Lust. A
Clue
lust
for
story.
me. This
Another
film
four-letter
is a lust story.
Come on, y'all. Guess.
Anybody want to take a wild stab? Ooh, I just gave away a hint.
Ooh.
There. Okay, keep going, y'all. Come on.
All right, we're moving right along then. Clue number 4.
Okay.
We see 6. Count them, 6 people killed in the course of the film. And 1 before the action even begins.
Ooh, Pete.
Pete.
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Wada Wada.
Whoa. Then never mind. I don't need to caucus. Okay, we're going to give it to Pete as absolutely wrong.
Oh, you built up my hopes.
Yeah.
This is Janet.
Janet.
The Green Mile.
The Green Mile. Another great film. I think we've seen that one. Have we seen that one?
No.
Yeah.
No, we haven't seen it. And we're not going to see it this week either. Good try.
That's too bad. That was a good one.
Pat.
Okay, Pat.
Bonnie
Pat
and
David.
Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde. That's a good old story, but not the one we're seeing. Thank you, Pat.
Angelo?
All right, David, and then Angelo.
Is it The Big Sleep?
The Big Sleep. Wait. You say sleep or sweep?
Sleep.
The Big Sleep. Didn't we see that one already? No, that's Sleepless in Seattle. Or no, that was some other sleep movie we saw. Anyway, we will have to say to David, ding, 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 ding. That is absolutely
David.
correct. So,
wow.
David, The Big Sleep, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall from
Is there
1946.
an easy
And a classic also by the
Philip
same
Marlowe. Philip Marlowe.
Philip
novels.
Marlowe is the private dick that's in the show and in other movies as well later on, starring Robert Mitchum and others. But we are seeing the one that was made 76 years ago. No, more than that, 77 years ago. Okay, so that's what we have on store this week.
Right.
Another great classic from our film vaults.
Such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Johnny, what do we have for our winner tonight?
All right, David, you're in for a treat. You're going to have the tattoo of a Balinese dancer. Balinese means somebody from Bali. So that tattoo, you have a choice where you want to put this tattoo, but it will definitely make a statement. So there you go. I don't know if you have tattoos. I don't want to know, but you will have one now. And she can also be in iBUG color. So there you go. A Balinese dancer. Never before.
What's wrong with you?
What?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, a tattoo of you.
You're supposed
What?
to answer. You're supposed to answer nothing you can't fix.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Thank you very
Famous
much.
last lines of the movie.
All right. All right. Would you like to say good night, Mr. McCulloch?
Good night, Mr. McCulloch.
George Michael. All right. Very good. There he goes. All right. Off back to bed. Okay, here we go. We're going to. All right. Very good. Michael's movie Minutia has completed. We're watching The Big Sleep from 1946 on Friday. All right. Now we're going to go back to. We're going to have our iBug Bite segment. And then after that, we'll return to our regularly scheduled questions and answers. So with the segment, we're going to hand it over to Pete. Pete, are you there?
Is there an easy way to save an iBug Zoom link so I don't have to search for it every time I need it? I'm going to share two techniques that I use. The first one will deal with copying an iBug Zoom link from an email. I'll open my mail app.
Mail, inbox, iBUG today, it's iBUG''S life.
And here's It's iBug's life. I'll open the email, go down.
Join the Zoom meeting.
Join Zoom meeting.
https://zoom.us/j/.
I will use a 3-finger quadruple tap. Copy the last spoken voiceover phrase to our clipboard.
https://zoom.us.
Now we're going to create a new contact, and we'll do that by going to our phone app.
Phone.
We want to go to the tab marked Contacts.
Contacts. Tab.
Single finger double tap.
Contacts.
And here we are in our contacts. We want to add a new contact.
Add button. Text field is editing. First name.
I'll dictate iBug Zoom.
Zoom. Clear text. Last name. iBug.
And I dictated the 2 words in that order, so this particular listing will fall under the I in the alphabetical search. Now the next thing I need is to look for the URL.
Company. Add URL. Button. URL.
I'll turn my rotor to edit.
Edit.
And paste.
Paste. https://zoom.us/j/.
And then the done button.
Done button.
Now let's see how this works.
Contacts. Heading.
And I want to go down the section index to the letter I.
Section index adjustable. I selected. iBug. Zoom iBug. Actions available.
Now I'll just keep flicking to the home page field and we should see our link there.
Homepage. https://zoom.us/j/.
Single finger double tap.
iBUG today's personal meeting room. Waiting for the host to start this meeting. In progress. Cancel button. Leave meeting button.
And there we have it. We have successfully created a contact. So whenever we want to access any of the iBUG events, all we need to do is go to either our phone app and go to the Contacts tab, or we can go to the Contacts app itself. Easy peasy. Now, my next option is to save the link from the ibugtoday.org website and then paste it into an email. We'll move to our Safari app.
Safari address ibugtoday.com.
Single finger double tap. The iOS groups feature will then take me to the Zoom link. So let's go there quickly, shall we?
iOS groups link. Mondays 7 to 9 p.m. CT. Where? Virtual on our Zoom conference platform. See Zoom link below.
And through our editing magic,
to join the Zoom conference, https://zoom.us/j/link.
Now this time, instead of doing our three-finger quadruple tap to copy the link to the clipboard, we'll try another handy gesture, the context menu, also accomplished by performing a single finger double tap and hold or a single finger triple tap. We'll do the single finger triple tap.
Open button.
And here comes our context menu.
Open a new tab button. Open in tab group button. Open in Zoom button. Add to reading list button. Copy link button.
And that's the option we'll select now. Now we have copied that link to our clipboard. I want to paste it to a fresh email. So let's use our app switcher and fly on over to our mail app.
Mail.
Let's head on down to the bottom of our screen and look for the Compose button.
Toolbar. Compose button.
There it is. Single finger double tap.
2. Text field is editing. Pete Lane @gmail.com. Subject. iBUG Zoom link. Message content. Message body.
Let's turn our rotor and find the paste option.
Paste.
Single finger double tap.
https://zoom.us/j/.
We have our Zoom link embedded in the body of the email. Look for the send button.
Send button.
And let it rip. We'll go to our inbox and test that link.
Gmail. One unread message. Pete Lane. iBUG Zoom link. 10:18 a.m.
And there it is. Single finger double tap.
Join our Cloud HD video meeting. Zoom.us button. Link.
And there's our Zoom link. Single finger double tap.
Waiting. Ellipsis. iBUG today's personal meeting room. Waiting for the host to start this meeting. In progress.
And that should sound familiar. Our job is over. Let's bail out here.
Leave meeting button.
All right. Very cool. Yes, we definitely entertain that question quite frequently. So thank you, Pete. So we're going to open it up.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep. Hang on.
Cool. Questions? Those were just two of the options, the techniques that I use. We've heard many others actually over the course of the weeks in this forum, as a matter of fact.
All right. Anybody have a question for Pete?
This is Marcia.
Yes, ma'am.
In the HTB, I like to go to the Braille room, and I asked the lady to send me the link, and she just sent me a link that says join in Zoom, and when I click on that, I could go there, but I wanted to try to get the link permanently, and I tried to copy, and it just puts join in room. So I didn't know how to make that join in room to show as an HTTP. Do you know anything about that?
So you wanted it to appear in your Zoom app permanently?
I wanted to copy it. I wanted to put Braille, I wanted to have that link in contact so I could go to it anytime. But when she sent it to me, she just sent it to me as the join in Zoom. Join in Braille. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brad.
You should be able to do like you did, Pete, when you went to the iBUG website and you went to the HTTPS link. Mm-hmm. When somebody sends you a link, what they've done, the link, actual link is the URL is hidden. But yes. that is she has made that a link. So if you do like Pete did and do that What'd you do, Pete? Single.
Either a single finger double tap and hold or a single finger triple tap.
Yeah, and that will open that context menu like he did, and then you will find an item in that context menu like Pete did was copy link. And then that will actually copy the link that is within that I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
It'll copy the URL, and you should be able to go someplace like creating a contact like Pete did or in an email and paste it. Now you put that in an email, right, Pete? You know,
I did both on that second one.
On your iPhone. When you put, because what I'm finding nowadays on the latest iOS on and I believe it does on the iPhone. I know it does on Mac. It hides the links.
Yeah.
And I can't find out how to turn that off. But if you paste it into, like Pete created a contact, it will certainly paste the URL in there, and you'll see, you'll be able to read the whole HTTPS URL. Try that. That should do it.
Thank you.
This is Chanel.
Yes, Chanel.
Yeah, I just went to one of those emails. I know kind of what Marcia's talking about. And if you one finger triple tap on a link, or some people one finger double tap and hold, but I like the triple tap, just me personally.
It is easier.
It is a little bit easier for my fingers, at least. So then it brings up like a preview, and if you flick right, there's an item, like it'll say open in Safari, and then if you keep going, there's something that says copy link. And if you do that, then that should be what you need to put in your contact card.
Marcia, is that ultimately where you'd like to put it, in your contacts?
Yeah, so that every week on Saturday I could just go to the Braille Room Saturday link and then go down to the URL and click on it.
That's exactly right. Then Chanel was right, and actually, the copy link is the last option. Once you've done your single finger triple tap, you have that is your context menu. Remember, Maria demonstrated it a few weeks ago. But then if you flick to the right with one finger, the very last option is copy link. Do a single finger double tap, and single finger double tap, and that'll copy it to your clipboard. Then you go over to your contacts, create a new contact, which is add at the top of the screen. And then you take it down to where it says URL. And then if you double tap on URL, you'll have an open text field. Then turn your rotor to edit, and then flick up until you hit paste. Single finger double tap, and it pastes it in there. And that's a really good quick access. And I think I'm going to use that. The reason I demonstrated, by the way, pasting it into an email is because I often don't even need to do that, because I've always got an iBUG email laying around. There's so many iBUG emails announcing an upcoming event. For instance, in this demonstration, as I recorded it, there was one coming up for It's iBUG's Life, and I just happened to have it in my inbox. So they're so ubiquitous, they're all over the place. So I just open one of those and flick down and usually tap on that link, and it works for, when I'm at 8:00 and I'm trying to get into the iBUG Buzz, it's right there. But the contacts technique is a really good one, and it's a permanent fixture that will stay there. So give that one a try.
This is Chanel.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Just real quick. Yeah, some links they don't show the full HTTP like Marcia was talking about. iBUG links do, but a lot of links are kind of, or don't. So that's just a way to get get the full URL out of there. So,
yep, exactly. Okay, thanks, guys.
Anybody else with a quick question? We need to move on.
This is Ed.
This is Jerry. Oh,
okay, Ed, and then Jerry. Go, Ed.
Just about what you're doing there. Is there not, when you get an email, if you go swipe to the right in that email, is there not a place in there that opens up? And I don't know if it's under more or what, but that says add to contact or open new contact in relation to that email?
I don't think so. Does anybody know? And I did try the three finger or the single finger triple tap on the link in the email, and it did not work. I had to do the save to the clipboard last spoken phrase.
I've seen it before, but I don't know whether I had to enter the email into a folder before it would do that, or whether you could do it just as it's coming in. I think you had to.
Yes, Sandhya.
So yeah, there is a thing about adding a contact, but you're not trying to add the email from iBUG to a contact. You're trying to add the Zoom link to a contact. Right. So that is what Pete was demonstrating. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's definitely a add this email to your contacts.
And that's the email address.
But it
at
would
the top
only
of the
add
email.
the
You don't want to
address.
do that.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Jerry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just had a curious question. That was a great presentation, Pete. But how do you do that slide whistle thing?
It's some sound effects I've collected over the years in podcasting. Cool. Yeah, they're all over the place. YouTube's a good spot. Just go and search for sound effects and slide whistles all over the place.
This is Shri.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, keep going. Anybody else? Okay, Shri, go.
Yeah, one thing, I haven't tried it with these, but usually on a link, if you do the quick note, typically when you on a link and you send it to a quick note, it usually copies the URL and pastes it on the quick note.
Well, you're talking about the three finger quadruple tap from the email to grab the link?
Well, usually it's been a while since I tried this, but I know that if you go to a link and you tell it to copy to a quick note, not a note, a quick note, it copies that link and pastes it in the quick note. But I'll try one that has like what Chanel was talking about, where there's a URL that doesn't have it's hidden. I'm going to try it to see if the quick note brings up the URL.
Does the quick note reside in the Notes app?
It's a separate app.
Separate app? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be a permanent fixture there too.
Yeah, I believe it's one of the features that came at the iOS 16 was the quick note.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Sandhya, all yours.
Pete. Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now back to our questions. Anybody who did not have a chance during the first half, love to hear from you. Anybody with a new question?
This is Kathy.
Go ahead, Kathy.
Sorry, I keep have a tickly throat.
Choked up. I know. Get excited here. Okay.
I do. Can anybody recommend a karaoke app that works with voiceover? When you go to the App Store, there's so many millions of apps on, and I'm not sure. I think what I want to be able to do is look up a certain song and then just get the karaoke part and maybe be able to make.
Fading out.
Do the songs that you want, is it that determined by the app that you pick? Like, do certain apps only do certain kinds of songs?
All right. First of all, I guess the question is, are there accessible karaoke? Are there regular karaoke apps? I guess so, right?
Yeah, there are.
Okay, so anybody know about an accessible one?
This is Herbie.
Go, Herbie.
So there are several ways of accessibly doing karaoke. First of all, an app that is pretty popular is called Smule. I forget if it's SMUEL or LE. And that one will let you post to like Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. And like it'll let you post links that you can sing with people. You can do like you can do the solo. I think you can adjust the key. And I've seen that app demoed before, and it's pretty cool. So that is an accessible one. There's also ways you can do karaoke, like with an app like Backpack Studio, and you get the karaoke tracks from elsewhere, and then you can record yourself singing with the song. I believe Hocus AI is another app that's good for that type of thing. So there are definitely several options out there.
This is David.
Go ahead.
I believe that Apple Music introduced some kind of feature where you can sing along music. I haven't tried it out. I don't subscribe to Apple Music, but they made kind of a big deal about it from an announcement. So you might check that out. I think it's a feature you can get within Apple Music.
This is Kathy. But
Go ahead,
then
Kathy.
you'd have to pay for Apple Music. Like,
Yes, you would have to be a subscriber, I suppose. You could do like the free trial, I guess, and play with it.
This is
By the way, a lot of these
sorry.
karaoke's, you're going to be limited to certain tracks. They're only going to give you certain tracks for free. So you're learning the licensing issues and all that. So if you really want to get into it, you're going to have to probably shell out some money, just to be honest.
right.
Right.
That's
Thank
good
you.
to know.
All right. Anybody else? Final thoughts?
This is Pete.
Go, Pete.
You can go on, it's not an app, so it doesn't have that structure, where you can sing in it, and it provides for recording and, like Herbie said, changing keys, which sounds really cool. But you can go on YouTube and listen to, just type in karaoke music, and you can even name your group, your artist, your track, whatever you want. It's not a structured app, but it would at least give you the backing track if you wanted to sing around just to play with it.
Oh, okay.
And this is Herbie with one more thing real quick.
Go ahead.
So the difference between like the Apple Music and YouTube method versus what I had mentioned earlier is like those you can't like record yourself with. So depending on what you're wanting to do will depend. But I have actually definitely used the karaoke. I've played with the karaoke feature on Apple Music. It's pretty cool, and you find it if you get a song playing. For those of you that do have Apple Music, and you double tap like that, song, the song title to the left of the play button, you'll see the option in there to like reduce the vocals and whatnot, and it's pretty cool. But you can't record yourself that way.
Okay. Very good. And all right. Thank you, Kathy. All right. Who else? New question? Somebody has another turn?
Linda.
Go ahead, Linda.
What is the difference between the Notes app and Quick Notes?
Ah, good question. Would like to tackle that. The difference between Notes and Quick
This
Notes.
is Brad.
Go, Brad.
I don't think there is a difference. A quick note is a way to open a new note quickly in the Notes app.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not separate apps as far as I'm aware. The quick notes feature started in, I think, iOS 15.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And its desktop counterpart.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brad.
This is Sri.
Go, Sri.
I think on the phone, I actually looked for Quick Notes, and it gave me a separate screen that came up.
This is Brad. Maybe a separate screen, but it creates a note in the Notes app.
I don't think so, because the link that I created didn't show up in the Notes app. It just stayed in Quick Notes.
Check your notes. It's another folder in the Notes app called Quick Notes.
Okay.
All right. I'll have to check it out. I still need to learn how to make folders. All right. Thank you, guys. Good question, Linda. All right. Who else?
Hi, there's Brian.
Go ahead, Brian.
I have a question. Well, I've been working on Safari with Greg, and it's fun on the iPhone. I already see some great possibilities, but I'm a little confused about, well, I don't really see the distinction and don't know how to use the favorites versus bookmarks in meaningful ways. I see them both, and then I lose favorites, and I think, where did that go? And so maybe keeping track of both of them, and how do they differ so they can use one or the other.
All right. Who would like to talk about that? The difference between favorites and bookmarks. Yes. Anybody? I think, I think what it is Brian, you create your bookmarks, and then certain ones you can, it's just like a category, just like a category of your bookmarks or favorites. And then you can go to I think those tend to be, they can be in folders or they can be wherever you want them, but that's just like a categorization of your bookmarks. But if anybody else wants to talk about it, please let me know.
This is Brad.
Brad.
Yeah, favorites is a folder in bookmarks. And, you get to bookmarks by selecting the tab across the bottom of the page. But when things are in the favorites, when you first open Safari, you should see little, there are, whether you see them or not, there are icons on the screen similar to, it's kind of like your home screen on the iPhone. They're little links and they're little icons. So when you first open Safari, there are your favorites. And there may be a setting in Safari settings, whether or not that's what, you want to show on your, on the Safari screen when you first open it. But it's a way to quickly access bookmarks that you have saved as favorites.
All right. Thank you, Brad. Great question, Brian. Wondered the same thing. Okay, who's next? New question. Who would like to go?
Well, Nikki has a comment, but I don't have a question. Can I do that?
All right. What is your comment? Go ahead.
With the new iOS, I guess, you can unsend a text or an email, which I love because I'm always making mistakes when I'm using, my texting stuff. And then I realize I made a mistake and I can unsend it now and get it right. So I love that feature because I'm usually complaining about everything. So this is really something good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yep. We have enjoyed that feature. All right. Who else?
This is Terry.
Go ahead, Terry.
When I want to forward an email in iOS 15 or 16, actually, depending on which phone I'm using, when I want to forward an email to somebody, in order to actually, and let's say I want to type a message at the top of that email before I forward it, in order to get that edit field to open, I have to double tap on the subject line first and open that edit field and then swipe to the right and then I can open the edit field in the body of the message and type in whatever I want above the email that I'm forwarding. And I'm wondering if anybody else has had that problem, or is it a bug, or I've had this problem for a long time.
This is Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
I forward the iBUG message on when I get it to somebody, and I have no problems. I just toggle over to more. I open more. It says forward. I hit forward. I toggle over to where it says to. I enter the email address. I toggle over to subject, and it'll say in subject iBUG movie, and I'll just go past it to body and double tap there, and you can type your message in, and then when you finish your message, you just go back and hit forward and it goes, or send, and it goes.
Okay.
This is Pete.
Go, Pete.
Ed, you're speaking about an email, and I believe Terry was speaking of a message.
This is Terry.
Sorry, I thought you said email.
Yeah.
This is Terry. I did say email.
You did say email? My apologies.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
At least I hope so, because that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I've had that same issue. Anybody else suggestions?
This is Sri.
Go ahead.
Nathaniel, do you have an auto signature on your email?
I'm sorry?
Do you have an auto signature in the body of your email? It says like,
yes,
best regards, Terry.
Sent from my iPhone or something.
Right.
Yes.
So when you do a one finger double tap, does it tell you that the insertion point is in front or at the end?
No, not unless I've double tapped on the subject line first.
This is doing it in both 16 and 15?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anybody? Otherwise, we'll move on. Not sure. Probably a bug, but I've had that
Okay.
issue.
Yeah, this is Jody. I
Oh.
haven't had that problem. I just tapped in the body of the message.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you. Who else? New question? All right. I have a question. It's driving me crazy. So we're, starting to use WhatsApp, you know why. So now it says you've got all these people in this group, and then it says, so, the phone number. No, it'll say like maybe Mina, and then blah, 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 the phone number. So how do I get rid of the maybe? Do I need to add them to the contact, to create a contact? I don't know. How does it know that it is a contact?
This is Chanel.
Go ahead, Chanel.
Yeah, that's the only way I've gotten, because Herbie and I are in a couple WhatsApp groups, and it'll say the long phone number and maybe or what, and you have to flick up or down. I don't remember which way is faster, but eventually you'll get there. You'll get through a whole bunch of options, and finally you'll find add to contacts.
So I can do it. I can do it within the app there, within WhatsApp.
And this is Herbie.
Okay, go ahead, Herbie.
One thing you do need to know about that method, though, is what it's going to do is put the person's full name in the first name field. So I have to copy out the last name and or cut it out and copy it over to the last name field because I want it to read normally. So that's the only disadvantage. But yes, you do.
Chanel.
Okay, go Chanel.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that little tidbit, but that's okay. Yes, you have to do that. That's the one minor annoyance, but otherwise it really helps.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Who's next? Thank y'all. It's driving me crazy. Okay, who'd like to go? New question, new problem. Anybody, even if you've already asked a question.
Actually, this is Ed.
Go ahead.
Just a comment on the email thing. I remember sometimes I'll have an issue with doing a forward, but if I get the email in and I read it and enter it into a folder or hit, is it initiate? You have to like do more than just open it. If you don't, sometimes when you try and forward it, it jumps all over the place. It doesn't know what to do. So what I do to eliminate that problem is I enter it into a folder, and then I go into the folder and I open it, and then I don't have any problems. Do you understand what Okay.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Ed.
Bye. Bye.
Lots of different ways. All right. Who else?
This is Marcia.
Go ahead.
A lady sent me her email, but I know Greg taught me if I get a text and it has a number on there to flick left and flick right and how to save it. But this lady just said her name at when I got the text, and she put her email in the body of the text, and I didn't know how to save it. Is that, it would read the email and it'd go right by that email number, and I couldn't. Do I pause it so that I can copy it, or what happens?
Okay, so just hold on. So you received a text message?
Yes.
With an email address in it?
She, I told her I couldn't send her my note because I didn't have her email. So she sends me a text and says, "Here's my email."
Okay.
But
Okay, so you want to copy that email, right? That's what you want to do.
Yes, but it's not at the top. It's
all right. Okay. All right. Who wants to help Marcia out with this? To select that. Go, Brad.
Go to the text that contains the email. Use your rotor. Go to links because it'll treat that email like a link. Then flick down or up, depends on if you're at the, just touch the email. Go to links, flick down because it'll assume you're at the top. When you find it, you can do one of two things. You can do like Pete was doing with the URLs. You can do a 3-finger quadruple tap to copy it to clipboard, or the 1-finger triple tap that'll open the context menu, and it may say copy link or copy. And now you've got it on your clipboard. And if you already have that person in your contacts, you can then go to that contact and you should find a field or add email address, and you could double tap on it, use your rotor to go to edit, and then flick down to paste and paste it in. And now you've got it in the contacts.
This is
All right.
Marcia.
Go ahead.
And do I have to let the email read till it gets to the
No. The iPhone is fast. It copied it instantly, and it has to sit there, and it takes the time to read it to you. But it's a computer. It works in nanoseconds. It copied it instantly.
So
you
it
do
knows
not have to wait for it to read it to you.
it knows how to find it within that body.
Well, you use your rotor
Mm-hmm.
and you went to links.
Okay.
And then you went down. If there's more than one link, you might have to flick down until you get to it. More than one link, more than one email, but it will treat the email address as a link, and assuming that that's the only link in that particular message, individual message within the conversation, you'll land on it. And then you do one of any number of methods to copy it to the clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's on your clipboard.
Okay.
You can always just go to email and create a new email and paste that in the to field, and then worry about adding it to your contacts later. But once it's on your clipboard, you can do whatever you want to do with it.
Okay.
All right.
This is Pete.
Great. Go, Pete.
Brad, I was wondering if when you're in your links rotor and you flick down and you get to the email address embedded in the text, can you just do a single finger triple tap right on that? Or is that what you were saying? And that will copy it, and you'll have your same options menu.
Use any one of a number of methods to copy it to the clipboard.
Either
you can do the, like you said, the single finger triple tap. I tend to do a 3-finger quadruple tap just because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Boom, it's
and that'll put it
instantly
on
my
your clipboard.
But yeah, there's any number of ways.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Great question, Marcia. Good job. All right, who else? New question.
This is Terry with just a comment about that.
Go ahead.
Whenever you copy something to your clipboard, unless you have your phone set to do differently, you have to remember to paste that item wherever you want to paste it before you copy something else to your clipboard, or you've lost the first thing that you copied there.
Exactly. Okay,
I've
good
been
point.
known to do that.
We've all done that. Okay, next. Who else? New question. Comments. All right, one more question here. I was trying to take a picture of something and I somehow got into a burst and it went, like I can't even do it. It was just like went so fast. It probably took like 80 pictures of my knee or something. I don't know what it took pictures of, but how do I get rid of those without selecting all 80, or is that the only way?
80. Wow.
Anybody? Yeah, I couldn't stop it. That's the other thing. When you get into the burst, you cannot, it's so hard to stop. Okay, maybe not.
Machine gun mode.
Nobody.
Yeah, you're the professional photographer and the model.
I'll have to go and figure it out. And
I didn't know it did 80. I thought maybe 8.
No, it goes really fast.
Whoa.
All right. All right, who else?
Jody?
Go ahead.
Yeah, theoretically, you could probably select all of the items with the same timestamp or the same date, and then delete them as a group.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm hoping.
This is Shri.
Yeah.
Go, Shri.
Did you check to see if it shows up as duplicates since you did a burst?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, I can try that.
But they're not duplicates. They're one taken after the other.
Sorry, what, Brad?
But they're not duplicates. They're one taken after the other.
Yeah.
Like
But
a
they-
machine gun. Ba, 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 ba. It just took
Yeah,
'em.
yeah. Okay, I'll figure to find out. Check it out. All right, who else? All kinds of weird things happening.
This is Marcia. I got one more of this.
Okay, can you get a little closer so we can hear you a little better? You're a little bit far.
Is this better?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure what
Okay,
whether
go ahead.
how I'm recording. I have a friend who's in the hospital, and they gave me a number that is his room. I will only be using it for a few days, and I wanted to copy that, but not necessarily make it a permanent contact. And we talked tonight about the quick notes, and I have had quick notes. So would I use that link thing to copy a phone number?
All
Or
right,
This is Terry.
go ahead.
In theory, if it copied it as a link, yes, you most certainly could. And if you put it in your quick notes or your notes or wherever you put it, it will still be there till you remove it again at a later, once you're no longer using it. Either way, you're still going to have to eventually remove it, but you don't have to put it in your contacts. You can put it in wherever you have an edit field and just know that it's there. But yes, if you can recognize that phone number, if it shows up as a link, which in theory it should, you can do exactly the same thing.
This is Pete.
Copy and paste it over.
Oh, Pete.
This is Brett.
Just
Pete, you're back.
another point, Marcia. Once you've gotten it and called it once, you'll pay you if you copy it. If you're able to copy it, you paste it into the keyboard text field at the top of the screen in the keyboards tab on your phone. Once you've dialed it, then it remains in your recents list, which is another tab at the bottom of your phone screen. Then you just go to your recents list, single finger double tap on that phone number because you've called it once, and it will automatically dial it again as many times as it's in there.
yay!
And every time you call it, it moves to the top of the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cool.
All right,
Yep.
very good. Okay, we have time for maybe one more question. Who else?
This is Jerry from Vermont.
Go
I
ahead,
wanted
Jerry.
to respond to your burst question.
Uh-huh.
I think you can set that in the camera settings itself to only do single photos.
Oh.
I and so it won't do that thing.
Yeah, that's the right sound. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Try
mean,
looking-
though, right?
I do know exactly what you mean. And I like it because I'm a lousy picture taker and I want to get the best. It's supposed to take the best out of the 8 or 6 or whatever it does.
Well,
And
how do you get it to stop? That's the other question.
This is Shri.
You mean when it starts? You once it starts, you can't. It's gonna just go and then stop
Yeah.
when it's done. But if you want, I think if you double tap on the take picture thing lightly, I think you almost have to hold to make it do that burst.
Yes, I
I'm
think
not sure of
I've
that.
inadvertently done. Okay, go ahead, Shri. Thank you, Jerry.
No, yeah. So basically, if you hold the volume up or volume down, it's going to do a burst.
Oh.
But what you can also do is on the photo out in the photo library, if you swipe left till you pass all the tabs on the bottom and you'll get a date, you can flick up or down to do either, a range.
Right.
And maybe you can find the date that you took those shots and then it should all be together.
Yeah, that's what Jody was. Okay, I will look for those options. All right, peeps. We are basically wrapping up. Thank you, Pete, for helping me out tonight.
My pleasure.
Yes, it was fun. And we would love to just quickly summarize what's happening this week. No Clubhouse tomorrow because it's Fifth Tuesday. Thursday is iBug Trekkie Talk. It's Next Generation Season 6, Episodes 14 and 15. And then Friday night, iBug Night at the Retro Movies. You're watching a classic from 1946 called The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart and Laura McCall. So that should be really good. And then it's iBug's Unplugged on Saturday. Two Truths and a Lie. Come and see, test our knowledge of you, and share some fun facts that we didn't know about. So please come for that. And we will basically be looking forward to seeing y'all next week. Will be the beginning of June, and probably be summarizing the WWDC event. So there'll be lots to discuss. So we hope to see you next week, and have a great week in the interim. And again, happy Memorial Day, and we will say goodnight. Thank you very much. Thanks to our bouncers, Julian. Herbie.
Good night. Thank you.
All right, good night. Take
Bye,
care.
everybody. Be safe
Bye.
and stay well.
Great questions.
Good
We
night.
really, that's what makes this call fun, when everybody asks questions. So thank you.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.